This one's just a reminder for both you and for me as to why I make these videos. I take a moment each evening to reflect in this format on my day, just to reflect on wins, highlights, what went well, but mostly an opportunity for me to appreciate the path that I'm walking, the life that I'm living, and the lessons that I'm being asked to learn throughout the process. And I'm hoping that in doing so, it's inspiring some of you to take a moment to step outside your own story and to just observe your day from that place and actually reflect on what are the things I'm appreciating? What are the things that I believe are going well? And what are the lessons that I'm being asked and called to learn in these seasons? For myself today, what went well was I took a few moments throughout the day to actually slow down. I had a very full day. I had an 8-hour shift with the kids, followed by a 2-hour break, followed by another 5-hour shift with the kids. It was full on. It was a lot. And yet there were moments throughout the day where I really did take a time to slow down. And this is something that I'm working on, that I'm bringing more and more attention to, is may my practices of guiding my attention, of focusing my mind, of meditating. It's a little different than that now, but may that not be an isolated practice where I escape life and I go meditate and relax and breathe and focus my attention for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then I go back to just living. But rather, can I allow those practices to slowly bleed into my entire day where I'm living from that place always? And for me today, there were definitely a couple moments throughout the day where I noticed myself living from that place as opposed to turning it on, turning it off, turning it on, turning it off, and having to come back to it. So that for me felt like a win. That was a highlight. That was also part of what I bring to this video today, is just to encourage you to take a moment to take a step back, to slow down, to look at your day, and to recognize how often are you actually living your practices versus are you just living and then practicing and then living and then practicing. Maybe that's breath. Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's a gratitude and appreciation. Maybe it's something of this nature. But is it separate from your life? And the challenge and the lesson for me, it's really interesting, and we're working on it, but it continues to be my relationship with food. I always had said I've got a really, really good relationship with my body, but I'm noticing the way that I eat actually has ties to a scarcity mentality, and that like there's not enough, or I wouldn't be consuming this if there wasn't something I was trying to avoid or repress or seek feeling better in the face of. So I'm just noticing for myself, I walk you on this journey because it's not perfect and I don't have it all figured out, and yet there's something very real about documenting the imperfections as we walk through them. So what I eat is very, very clean. How much I eat is typically what I would deem as a little bit too much. Obviously, I've got a very high metabolism. My body is in great shape, yet I feel oftentimes like the amount that I consume starts to dampen my ability to stay really present, because a lot of my attention goes into my stomach as opposed to being in this clean, empty state. So maybe this makes sense to some of you, maybe it doesn't, but I wanted to bring it in here as the highlight, the win, the challenge, and the thing that I have appreciation for today is just this body, this life, this path I'm walking. It's challenging, but it's also very, very fulfilling. And these 3 jobs, as much as they keep me very engaged with life and full days, they have so many gifts planted all within them. The gift of working with my dad and spending quality time, the gift of being around children and their levity and joyfulness and creativity, and the gift of being around elderly folks at the golf course and just watching the way that they interact with life. So beyond just trying to gauge what goes well or what I'm proud of, I wanted to take a moment to infuse a layer of appreciation and to just bake that into these evenings as well, as to find that location and to sit there and take that moment to reside in it for a second. So, what's something you appreciate, you find yourself being appreciative of today? And drop it in the comments.